Hi guys, I'm the Lag Doctor, Clay Ballard, and this week's PGA Tour analysis is Henrik Stenson. I tell you what, I really love Henrik's swing. He has a lot of really good RST fundamentals, and he's the only player that has 120 miles an hour of clubhead speed, but is still one of the most accurate ball strikers on tour. That combination is very rare. So we saw this week on the tournament how he was leading in greens and regulation. He's almost always leading in driving accuracy, but he's also got tons of speed. They talked about how the ball was exploding off the face. I'm going to go over a few keys on what you can do in your swing, or the three most important keys that you can take from his swing to put them into your swing so you can start doing the same. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is separation. And by this I mean separation of your upper and lower body in the backswing. And as you're doing this, you should feel like there's a really good stretch between your upper and lower body as you're swinging to the top. If you let your hips rotate the same amount as your shoulders, you're not going to be able to get a lot of power. So we can see here how Henrik's hips have only rotated about 45 degrees as he's gone to the top, and his shoulders have rotated 90. We'll also look at this from face on here in a minute. But that stretch is very key in being able to produce power in the downswing. And we're going to see even in the downswing how he even continues to stretch this even more. Now his hips are facing the ball as he's getting about halfway into the downswing, and his shoulders are still well back behind the ball. They're facing back here toward us. That's a good key for getting power. So you're going to feel a stretch all the way from your left shoulder down to your right hip and your right leg. All that's going to feel very loaded. So the first key I want to talk about with this is making sure that the right leg and the right glute gets loaded. You're going to do this by feeling like you drive the right ankle down into the ground. So if you really press your right ankle down into the ground, your right leg is going to stay nice and bent, just as Henrik's is here, and you're going to feel a lot of loading here in this right glute area, and the right leg is going to feel pretty tight. Now let's take a look from face on, and let's talk about how we can add the left shoulder in this to make kind of a 1-2 punch and really get a ton of power, ton of potential power built up. Okay, so we've taken a look at how we can load the right glute in the backswing. Now let's talk about the shoulders and getting that stretch between the shoulders. Now what I want you to feel like you're doing here is, this is your left shoulder socket. That's your left shoulder here, and I want you to feel like this left shoulder socket is going up and out as you're going back, and that's what's going to help you to increase some rotation. So if this shoulder feels like it's going back and up, you're really going to have a lot of stretch out this way. Your arms are going to feel very wide out here, like they're flying away from your body, and that's going to help you to get more shoulder turn in the backswing. So we can see, if you just look at him, he looks extremely loaded here. These muscles, you should feel the muscles in the left lat area, or the left side of your back, really stretched, and you should feel your right glute loaded, your right legs driving down into the ground. If you can get this feeling, you're going to have some very athletic power. You're really going to be able to put a lot of energy into the ball without having to feel like you're flailing all over the place. So this is a great demonstration of how to get loaded in the backswing. So we talk about both of these moves on the website. We talk about the left shoulder protraction in the backswing in the backswing section, and we're also talking about driving the right heel into the ground, not only in the takeaway section but also in the backswing section. So there's videos on both of these moves on the website. Lastly, I want to talk about Henrik's really nice release of the golf club. So we'll see here in the release how his arms just fly out away from your body, and this is something that you're going to see. So this is a great loaded position here. This is something that you're going to see in the release with all good players. You're all going to maximize speed from the club and speed from the arms by letting them fly out away from the body. And we can see here, well into the release, both arms are just extended out. That's a great roll release where the forearms are rolling over each other. And if you could imagine, a plane of glass, just like the Hogan plane of glass, he's just sliding the arms and club, letting them release out on this plane of glass as they go out away from his body. So the better our arms can release out away from our body, the more speed we're going to get from the potential speed we built up back here. So here he's building up tons of lag. Everybody on the PGA Tour has great lag, but the most important part is letting go of that lag and letting this club really whip through and getting these arms to roll over each other, getting this great extension. So the feeling you may have here, the feeling that I've talked about before, is if you had a 5-pound weight in your hands and it was just duct taped to your hands. We put all kinds of duct tape here, if you're going to swing that 5-pound weight, well, first we're going to load that weight up, just like we are here with our lag, and then we're going to just feel like we're throwing it down toward the ball, and we're letting go of it at the ball, and the momentum is going to pull my hands and arms out away from my body and get in a great extended position here. Now, if you want to check out this position, we have 2 videos I'd like for you to watch. The first one is the wide, narrow, wide video. That's in the introduction section. And the second one is in the 5 minutes to the perfect release. Both of those are going to go over this exact same position and train your body how to get into that position. So if you're joining us on YouTube, you can click the link in the bottom right-hand side of the screen here at any time. I'm going to add a bonus video, which is the left shoulder protraction video. That's going to show you how to really stretch out this left shoulder in the backswing to get tons of distance, potential energy, and really feel like this whole back left side of your body is stretched out as you're going to the top. Now, you probably haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, but it's going to go through this motion and what you should be feeling kind of step by step. So that left shoulder protraction video, I'm going to go ahead and give you a free preview of that. And if you want to see the entire video, at any time you can click in the bottom right-hand side of the screen in this link. That's going to take you where you can sign up for a free membership. You're going to receive about 3 hours of free bonus instruction, and you're also going to get to see the full video as a bonus to you. So good luck, and go ahead and check out this video. I'll see you guys soon. I'm looking forward to working with you much more on your golf game.
Most of the videos on the website emphasize pulling because most golfers way overdo the pushing side of things. It's a dominant movement. It's much easier to grasp how that would apply power in the swing, and since that's what most golfers try and feel in their swing, it's very easy to overdo pushing. And so, especially with regards to the backswing, I emphasize pulling this right shoulder back, and that is a critical part of the swing to help you stay centered. But at the same point, you must understand that if your shoulder blade, your right shoulder blade for right-handed golfers, is moving in, if this is my spine, this is my shoulder blade, it's moving in towards my spine a couple inches during the backswing, well, the left shoulder blade needs to move the opposite direction. And that's an important thing to understand just from a fundamental aspect as far as how humans move biomechanically when it comes to rotation, is that your muscles work in pairs, a right and left side. So when I'm rotating my head to the right, one side's pulling and one side's pushing. And the same thing is true in the golf swing. When we're rotating our bodies back, we're using our obliques on the right side and the left side. And the same thing is true with the shoulder blades. As the right shoulder blade's moving back, these shoulder blades move your arms and shoulders forward and up and down all these directions. And as I'm moving this right shoulder blade back, this is going to move this right hand further back. So you can see that my right hand is now effectively shorter than my left, even if I don't move my left arm. So to make up for that, of course, my hands are on the grip together. If the right hand gets pulled back, the left hand has to go forward. And so a lot of golfers have taken this concept of being in the box and feeling, their shoulder blades down, and they try and maintain that throughout the whole swing, but it's much more dynamic than that. While you want to be in the box, and we emphasize that a lot even at the top of the swing, because we see golfers all the time who take their left shoulder and then move it all the way across their body, and then this is their top of their swing, and then their shoulders up like this, and so it's buried into their chin, and of course they're very out of the box, they're very disconnected from the muscles of their core. But your left arm has to move out of the box to some degree at the top of the swing, because these muscles of the left shoulder girdle need to get stretched, because remember what you're going to do to start the downswing, apart from as far as the arms are concerned, is you're going to pull down with the left arm. If you're going to do that with any speed whatsoever, these muscles have to be stretched before they can be contracted with any force. So if you try and keep your left shoulder back all the way to the top, you're not going to have anything to pull down with. But now if you go to the top and you stretch, and that left shoulder moves forward while the right one moves back, and now I've got something I can pull